Hello, and welcome back to Don't Be Scared of Us, episode 3, Still in Tune. I'm your host, London, and with me today I have Green as the guest.
Hello!
We're going to be talking about music and how it's evolved over time from previous generations to now as Gen Z. To start us off today, we're going to be playing a little quiz guessing 1990s hits. Are you ready for the screen?
I think so.
Oh,
I wonder what this song is. Oh my god.
I will always love you. Was this
Isn't
Whitney?
isn't it My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion? No.
No, it's I will
It,
always.
it will, yeah.
Ain't nothing but a heartache. I forgot the name of the song.
Right, ain't nothing but a mistake. Now number 5.
I never wanna hear you say.
I want it that way.
I don't think I've ever heard this one.
I've heard it, I don't know the name.
No matter what.
It was a song.
Oh, I feel like I know this one.
I do too.
I don't know what it's called. Oh.
It's deep in my brain somewhere.
Yeah. Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, there it is.
I've never.
I think it's going to be called Leave It All Behind, but I don't know. It's my educated wish.
No, it's Back for Good. Yeah.
Hands out! Living loca! I'm dancing, you can't see it, but I am. I'm thinking about Shrek. What I really, really want, so tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna, really, really, really wanna say, ah.
Okay. Whoa. Oh, maybe Dolly Parton? Oh, no.
No, it's Mbop.
No, okay, yeah. What's it?
It's called Mbop.
That's a funny name. Oh, Barbie girl.
Yeah. This, still believe. I'm not a singer, so this is gonna sound really great.
It's alright, we're doing great so far.
We're saying minimal names, but we know the songs.
Yep. That's the most important part, right?
Their side, trying to hard. No scrubs, bruh.
Yeah.
TLC.
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So that's the end of our game. So as it's evident, Gen Z hasn't forgotten all of the songs from the past. But we do have some of our own songs. So Green, what are some of the popular artists today?
Obviously Taylor Swift. Let's not forget Taylor. There's Sabrina Carpenter, Gracie Abrams. There are a lot of Kendrick Lamar is one. Kendrick Lamar is a big one. And SZA. There are a lot. Like Olivia Rodrigo, I feel like there's so many that I can't cover every genre.
Yeah, that's true. Genres have become a lot more diverse, and everyone listens to almost everything now, right?
Yeah.
What about you? Who's your favorite artist? Let's hear it.
My favorite artist, like, currently is the Smashing Pumpkins, but that's not a very current day artist. It's probably 21 Pilots?
Yeah, they're really good. So, with your favorite artists, how do you interact with them? Like, do you go to their concerts? Do you buy a lot of band T-shirts? What's the way today to kind of say, like, oh yeah, this is my favorite artist?
You go online, find their address, knock on their door. No, I'm joking. For me, it's definitely band shirts, concerts. Oh my god, I have a concert addiction. I also collect CDs and vinyls. I have over 200 CDs.
Oh my God. See, that's another thing. CDs and vinyls are back in fashion.
Oh,
How did
really?
that happen?
Um, it's a mix of people wanting to have a physical copy. That's a big part of it. People wanting to be able to hold music in their hands. That means a lot to me, so that's part of it for me for sure. It's also a big nostalgia piece because a lot of people wish they lived in a different time. People do want to experience that, and that's a big piece of it.
Yeah, it's weird. Like with all of the accessibility for music, you've got all the apps and everything. You want to just go back to having a physical copy, which is what we tried to get away from, but instead we're rebounding back to it almost.
Yeah, it's coming back. People think it has better audio quality too. That's a really big one.
Oh, that's
I
interesting.
I beg to differ sometimes, but
Well, why did they say that? Because you can like, because I would think digitally you can hear it better, or with headphones or AirPods or something.
I mean, I think they find the sound to be more authentic. I which is an interesting take on it, but I guess with record players and CD players, they are like bigger speakers. So they're like you can hear it better, but then again, headphones, you can hear it directly in your ears.
Now, some of your favorite songs, how did you find them? How did you discover those songs?
A lot of my favorite songs, believe it or not, are from, you know, that notes feature on Instagram? Anytime I go to make a note, there's like so many songs that I'm like, wait, this is a banger. And then I put it on my playlist.
Yeah, see, social media, as good or bad as people think it is a way a lot of people discover songs nowadays, right?
Yeah, other than my father.
Oh, of course, parents play a big part. The only reason I really know any old songs is because of them. Usually with social media, again, you've got the notes on Instagram. You've also got the artists themselves. They're on Instagram, they're promoting their music, interacting with their fans. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing?
I think it's a good thing for artists as long as they don't have a, like a lot of artists sometimes have a questionable track record online, which can backfire. But then again, it gives people like a community to spread to, and it makes songs like instant. Like they come out and people are listening right away.
Definitely good for marketing, but the other part of it is artists have to be really careful when they're online. There have been so many controversies recently in the news, the Kendrick Drake beef. I know it was a little while ago, but do you think that maybe did that contribute to Kendrick Lamar's popularity?
Oh, 100%. That is like the second Not Like Us dropped, people were like, "Oh my goodness, this is incredible."
It's a different type of marketing, to be honest. But is that all it is, marketing?
Well, like the thing between them is like people will pay to go watch like MMA fights and like boxing matches, whatever. But this is like an argument that we aren't seeing physically, we're hearing different sides and we're putting it together.
Oh, is that part of the appeal, you think?
I think so, yeah. It's kind of coming up with your own take on it. I did find something else on the audio quality of vinyls.
Okay.
It is believed that they speak of the warmth of like analog sound, a depth and richness often lost and compressed in formats of digital files. It's about like when you play a record, you can hear like it crackling and popping, and I think that's part of it because it's like it's happening there and you hear it.
I suppose that makes sense. You almost have a part in making the music play versus just, tapping a button. It's much more satisfying, put the needle on whatever, press play.
It's very scary to put the needle on. I'm always scared I'm gonna like drop it and scratch my entire record.
It's an experience though, isn't it?
It is an experience. We have two record players in my house. One downstairs, like a big console one, and then mine in my room.
Now, regarding the songs that you would put on the record player, now versus before, what are some of the themes that you think have changed in songs?
Well, love has always been a big one, but now it's more the breakup side and owning to yourself rather than how Frank Sinatra or someone like that would be like, oh my god, I love this person so much, they're the best thing ever, they're so beautiful. And now it's like, I'm my own person, I'm advocating for myself, and I love myself.
And that would be a reflection of society almost.
Yeah, I think that we as a society have become a lot more accepting and diverse, so people aren't as scared to share what they actually want to put out there, and what they want to hear is what they make. I bet it is.
Um, well, now among heartbreak, there's also more themes of mental health with Billie Eilish's songs. And I think that plays a part in who listens to what, honestly.
Yeah, I think that definitely plays a big part. Like, I'm someone who struggles with mental health and very open about that, and I saw Billie Eilish in concert and was sobbing for like an hour, but it's part of the experience.
Exactly. There's just so much more. You can find yourself more in music. It's become part of people's daily lives. Like even I see it in school. There's always someone with some music in, which is it's good. It's a good thing and a bad thing. But
Yeah, wait, I have something to contribute to that because as of 2023, I did my research. People aged 13 to 24 in the United States spend 3 hours and 43 minutes daily listening to music, which is 40 more minutes than average.
wow, is that because of the accessibility? Do you think, or is that just because of the songs that are being released?
Definitely accessibility, like especially with AirPods, people can have one in class and nobody's gonna know. Um,
Yeah.
but it's just like you have it at your fingertips as much as CDs and vinyls are great. It's, I mean, unless you want a bulky little thing to listen to music on, it's a small device right in your hand. You have headphones, you press play, and you can listen to music.
Yeah, it's super convenient. Honestly, I think a lot of people now at school just can't work without music, which is a bit of a problem. But when it's so portable, you can kind of do it everywhere anyway. So within music, musicals have become quite a bit popular now.
Popular Wicked reference.
Unintended, but yes, exactly. They're not just stage plays anymore. A lot of them are being filmed. Hamilton is on Disney Plus, and that got quite a bit of popularity. And then you've got Wicked that just came out.
Yeah, I do think, oh my god, you can hear my dogs barking, and I apologize. But I think that recording them definitely played a big role. I don't think Hamilton would have been half as popular as it was without people having it recorded and put out there, which was kind of, it went hand in hand with COVID. Like, it didn't come out at the same time, but then when COVID happened, it was kind of like everybody's, like, little thing they latched onto, at least from what I noticed.
Yeah, exactly. Manuel Miranda is a absolute lyrical genius. He's been writing so many other musicals recently as well. He's paired up with Disney, I think, quite a few times.
Yeah.
And it's been really successful in the past, and it still is now. People know his name, and that's really, really great.
Yeah, and especially considering, like, inflation, prices are not cheap. You can't just, like, go to Queen Elizabeth Theater and pay, like, $5 for a ticket. Like, when I saw Hamilton, it was almost $200 for my ticket. But it is a very different experience to see it live, I will say that. Like, last night I went to see a production of Mean Girls, which was incredible. Shout out Play Society. But, like, I do appreciate being able to watch things wherever. I remember was it grade 8? There was this one day in class where me and my friend just sat there and watched Hamilton the entire class because we wanted to.
Oh my god, that's so great. Exactly. See, it's just so many more musicals you can explore. Obviously, Broadway has a wider variety, but not everyone can make it to those stage plays. Not everyone can afford to see it live. But when you do, it just makes it so much more special because you already know the story, and now you can appreciate the things that come with it being live. Like, you can really see the actors, you can hear the like differences in the song that just make it so much more personal.
Yeah, for sure. When I saw Hamilton live, the urge to sing aloud was unmatched, but it was great to be able to see people actually doing that and be like, wow, this is happening like in front of me currently. Like, this isn't old. This is happening right now, and I know all this story, but it's happening again in front of me.
Exactly. Yeah, it's amazing. I wish I could go see a live show. I haven't yet. It's on my bucket list. There's so many musicals I know, especially because I've seen like Hamilton on Disney Plus, and then I just got so into it. And the audios are used for so many TikTok and YouTube videos and all of Instagram Reels, as well as just, I can listen to any of the musicals that I want. I haven't had a chance to see Wicked yet, but I can still listen to the songs on any of my streaming platforms.
I think bringing musicals into a digital form also spreads the appreciation to a lot more people, because, like, a lot of times people are like, oh my god, those people do theater? What nerds. And then they go and see these things in theater and they're like, wow, that's like insane. People are doing this on a stage?
Yeah, exactly. I've performed in a few school musicals before. It is harder than you think it is. Behind stage, I'm running about, but people don't really appreciate that. They're like, "Oh, you're in theater. Okay, cool, cool." But then you see Hamilton's such a big success, Wicked, everything. And you're like, "Oh, that came from a stage play." There's definitely a shift in how we see those people who do musical theater.
Yeah, for sure. I think it is not an appreciated art and music form. Well, it is. It's not appreciated enough for what goes into it.
Because it's not just the songs. Like, unlike artists, all the respect to them, but musical theater is different because you're also trying to tell a coherent story, one that has so many details with just mostly the songs and the music. And then if you're actually like performing it live, you have to act as well, you have to dance. There's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, I would not be able to sing and dance at the same time, and both of those things I cannot do on their own, so at the same time would be crazy.
It's a lot, but I'm happy that people are starting to kind of, get so invested in it. Because it is almost, before Hamilton, it was almost a dying culture. The numbers of people going to musicals, go and see them live and all of that, it kind of did drop a little bit. I just, not exactly, I don't know if there's really a reason, but it just phased out almost. But now there's definitely more people, I think, that are interested, or more people that are outwardly vocal about being interested.
Yeah, I think a large part of it was the accessibility portion because you could only see them if they were on tour at that moment. And then additionally, like, it costed a lot if they were on tour and you wanted to go see them. I think this might have been, my timeline might be off, but the main, like, first stage version that came out, or not stage version, screen version, it was after Hamilton, but Dear Evan Hansen.
Yes, yeah. Dear Evan Hansen was definitely a big one as well. The only problem with that one is when you adapt something from a stage play to a screenplay, you can make some changes, whether that's to the songs or the story itself. And I do know some people personally who weren't so happy with some of the changes that they made, but it was one of the more lesser known musicals, and now it's definitely a lot more known.
Yeah, I am some people. I do not like that movie, but it did create a resurgence. And I think also a big part of it too was the like Disney doing live actions for their movies. That was a big musical component because animated it was like, oh, they're singing in a movie, okay, but then it's a movie with actual people singing and you're like, whoa, this is a musical.
Exactly, that's another point as well. Great point. Disney has always been, I think, one of the pioneers in musicals, even if it's not traditional like Broadway musicals. But the songs that when you're a kid you grow up singing, they're from Disney movies. That's almost a trademark of their princess movies.
Yeah, and those are musicals. They don't feel like musicals, but deep down inside they are musicals at the heart.
It's so intertwined with the story, and it's just so natural in a Disney movie. That's just what you expect now.
And I think the great thing about our generation is that we are able to adapt things in so many different ways for people to enjoy. Like, take La La Land, for example. I'm biased because I love that movie. But it's different. It doesn't give you a happy ending. They're singing throughout the movie, and yet it's this beautiful piece that keeps you entertained for like 2 hours. And it's something that isn't easy to do, but when it's done, people appreciate the music so much more.
Exactly, because it's not just the music anymore, and it's not just the story. They're intertwined almost inextricably. Like, you can't have just the songs without knowing the story. You can't have just the story without the songs at that point. Honestly, it's just they work together so well, and when it's done well, it's just such an experience, honestly.
Yeah, and I think another thing kind of touching on musicals is like other forms of music, like The Lonely Island. um, Again, biased because I love them, but everything they sing is pure comedy, but it's still music and it still gets people to listen to it. And I think that's like a fun way to put it into the form of that art.
That's true, yeah. There's a lot more that just aren't songs. Even on social media, there's different people small artists, or maybe they're not even artists, they might just be people who like singing and they're just posting that. There's so much, it's so much more receptive to musical talent than I guess it was before.
Yeah. I think just people nowadays are having a lot more fun with what they're making because they know that out there someone is going to listen.
Exactly. It's great. Like, even if someone's suddenly like, "Oh, you know, I have an idea for a song. How do I get people to listen to it?" Oh, you just go to Instagram, record yourself. You go to Instagram, you go to TikTok. Even with musicals, one of my favorite musicals that I've discovered was actually through an audio used in another video that I watched, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds really good." And then the creator of the musical, he's very active on social media, always promoting, and you can always see the behind the scenes of the musical. And as it's going along, you can see the different directions it's going, or you can see the process, which just makes it so special. You feel like you're making the musical almost with the artist, which is
Yeah.
something you just like you wouldn't have gotten before social media.
Yeah, like most of my favorite musicals, I do not have the luxury of that because they're like not old, but they're older. Like Be More Chill has been off Broadway for a while. Urinetown is an incredible musical from the 90s. So, yeah, you don't really get that, but it's still like the music is there. I do appreciate being able to listen with other with like being able to be there as it develops.
Yeah, it's just something completely different and special.
Yeah, and definitely like as an artist myself, not musically, but I appreciate art forms for like what it takes to make them. And when I listen to something that has been out for a while or is new, I can kind of find myself imagining, okay, what was their process in making this? How did they go about it?
Yeah, so it's not just a form of entertainment for just everyone. It's for people who are totally into it. You can help pick apart like the different things that went into it, and it only makes you appreciate it more.
I definitely agree with that. Like anytime I listen to a song, I play a few instruments, not like well, but I can play them. And I always think about how they do that. And it's like when I watch movies, I pick apart, okay, they're doing this shot type, da da da. And I know this isn't about movies, but I have to talk about movies to get it out of my system.
No, that's totally okay because movies depend on music as well. Even just soundtracks, I think those are a lot more appreciated now as well. I always listen.
All I do is listen to soundtracks for a while until I switch my playlist, but for the longest time, I need to find my Apple Wrapped, but like so far this year, it's only soundtracks.
Yeah, because for me, I listen to them when I'm studying, so it's just a great background music. And sometimes I'm listening to soundtracks from Dark Knight, and while I'm doing my homework, it gives me the feeling that I'm doing something to save the world, even though I'm
I
not.
get that.
Yeah, but it's really great because soundtracks, honestly, they make the movie. If you watch any movie and you're just imagining it without the music, it just wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, it definitely it builds tension in things. So if you were watching a movie and it was just silent and someone was about to make this really big decision, you wouldn't care as much.
Exactly. Like, it doesn't even matter which genre. If it's horror, it would not make it without the sounds or the music. If it's romance, you've got the violins that just set the scene. Really anything, even the comedy, honestly, sometimes the songs, like the music, that's what you depend on.
Yeah. Okay, I found it. My replay for 2025. We have the first song that comes up is the Succession main title theme, and then a song from La La Land, and then a theme variation from Succession, then more La La Land, then Whiplash, then Challengers. Oh, and then a song from Monsters Inc. Don't sleep on that soundtrack. And then we go back to a few more La La Land songs, and then Succession again, and then oh my God, where is? Because there's a song in here from The Social Network. There's a lot of that in there.
Mine's mostly just musicals. I listen to it so much. My music taste, to be fair, also does change about every week or so, every month. So I'll be super into something for a month, and then I just won't listen to it for a year, and then I'll find it again.
Mm-hmm.
With exceptions for a few things, but I think that's just normal now, honestly. I don't know anyone who can, like, for sure tell me oh, what's your favorite artist? They'll always be like, oh, you mean like right now? It's this.
Yeah, and I think that does give into the piece of accessibility because we can change what we listen to. We don't have to go out and buy it because we just have it.
You can always discover new things. Like I know on a lot of music apps, it'll suggest songs for you or artists depending on what you listen to. And that's just a great way to discover other artists as well. Before, I think you would have had to just depend on maybe your parents listened to or who your friends are listening to. Now the radio and everything, you can listen to just whatever song pops up on anything you're doing.
Yeah, I think, well, they did have the radio, but radio channels were very selective for a long time. Like with Bob Dylan, when he first made his first album, which was just covers, I know that he went to the record store that day to see if anyone had bought it, and nobody had bought it because it's harder to advertise without that big piece, which social media has given us.
All right, so thank you so much, Green, for being our guest today. Thank you, listeners, for listening to episode 3. Stay in tune.
Keep on listening. Keep on listening to this amazing podcast.
Thank you. This is London signing off for the Don't Be Scared of Us podcast, and we will see you next month.
Bye-bye.